beer mix and tights as well to finish off the look. Shoes are by Alpha. This is No Noah Express for spring summer. Just come in. Three. One for us. Gorgeous Annie Evans here. Usually a guest speaker on BBC Radio. One size fits all. Come on, ladies. A little bit over hip hop.
Now, a children's hospice provides respite care for the whole family, and that's a family where there's a child who's got a condition which means he or she will not live to be an adult. Now, that could be anything. It's not necessarily cancer, because these days childhood cancers are very often curable. So the children who are not going to live to be adults usually suffer from very severe conditions such as failure of vital organs, severe cystic fibrosis, a certain type of muscular dystrophy called Duchenne, and very rare conditions and syndromes, some of which have no name and certainly no cure. And at the end of the child's life, we offer very special care. Families can come to the hospice if they choose. They might choose for their child to die at home, but they can come to the hospice, and if they do, and when they do, they are put in the private end of the hospice, where they're away from all the hurly-burly of the activities going on with everybody having fun. And there they can take time to come to terms with what's happening. Obviously it's expected, but it's still unpleasant and something to be dealt with when it arrives. The care team are there making sure that all their needs are met, the siblings are looked after, and the whole thing is as calm and as managed as well as can be expected. Now, in our care team, we also have sibling workers now, because in the families where there are healthy children, they're the ones who tend to get neglected. And very often that can lead to psychological problems. So recently, we've taken on to our care team particular carers who will focus on the siblings, arrange special activities for them, text them when they're at home, send them emails, arrange days out, do all sorts of things to make them feel the focus of attention rather than their sick brother or sister. So this is another very important aspect of what we do. And then finally, bereavement care. We don't stop our care as soon as the child has died. I mean, that would be the worst thing we could possibly do. There's a huge vacuum in the family once that child has gone. They could also be suffering from perhaps a loss of income support, special transport. All of that is cut as soon as the child has died. So the carers will stay in touch with the family, sort out problems for them. We arrange for special weekends every year when families who've lost children can come back to the hospice for a special weekend of remembrance, planned activities, fun and games, but also a remembrance service. And this weekend is where the families can actually share their happy memories. Now, this kind of care, as you know, doesn't come cheaply. It costs us £3 million each year to run each hospice. So that means at the moment we're raising £6 million a year to run 2 hospices. We get about 10% government funding, which means we've got to raise a large amount ourselves, which we do with the very generous support of people within the community. We have also lots of events, and I've put some leaflets up on the table there. There's a What's On guide for 2010, which lists all sorts of things like a granny trek, a memory walk, if you want to run a half marathon or a marathon for us, all sorts of things going on. So that's the way we raise money within the community. We've also got about 90 support groups throughout the whole southwest, people who raise money for us every year, and we get a very large percentage of our funding from them. We also link up with companies who want to support charities, their charity of the year. So here I'd like to say a very special thank you to Vinegar Hill for choosing us as a charity, because it's that kind of link that is really, really important to us to keep our charity going. So on behalf of all the families who use Children's Hospice South West, I'd like to say a very, very big thank you, and we're very grateful to you all for supporting us. Thanks for listening.